Okay, hey everybody, and welcome to morning sessions with FA and Coffee Talk. I believe we are going live, and I want to show you this piece that we've been working on. But I first want to thank you all for watching. Please like and please subscribe. Just hit that little button in there with the bell, beep, just like that, and you'll get the notices of the new episodes as they come up. Now, between the episodes of The Art of FA Checky, which are going to be the longer ones. We're going to have these little morning live sessions, a little bit of talk and chatter about art, some coffee, and a little bit of painting. Not a whole lot. But speaking of that, and it's probably real bright on me because I have this light behind me. This is the painting right here. I'll scroll around. I have my little swivel. You can see what I've been working on. This fantasy piece. This. Grandiose cityscape. Now, there's a bunch of light penetrating here, and I'll have to move that lamp. I should always check my lighting before I go live, I guess. But anyway, this is what we've been working on, and perhaps you can see in there some. This is going to be the side that hasn't really been painted. It's just been illustrated. Oh, there's one old piece I did before there. But anyway, little 5-minute sessions a day. We'll see what we're working on. Trying to get this side, as we scroll this way, done. Many months, many weeks, let's just put it that way. Estimated completion date in April for this work. Try to mix it up in between as best as we can. But this is what we're working on. And this big old building over here, eventually we're going to get to, and you'll see a little bit of that in the morning session. So anyways, I hope you're all enjoying, and let's do a little painting. Do a little painting. Let's do some painting, a little talk, okay? All right, put that back there. It's about right there where I've been working on. And again, I've been talking about brushes. We've discussed this before. Gonna have some fine point brushes there. And that's quite important. We've been working on this building right here, trying to finish that up. I do highly suggest investing in a painter's hand rest. This is a mobile one. There are some that are stationary that are great, but they help with the detailed stuff. And so all I'm doing is more or less finishing up this building here and getting ready to start on the next. I don't know what color I have on the brush. I'm just straightening up a line right now. It's not too important as long as it's grayish. So I'm trying to build in what would be next to this building here, okay? And if I have, I can barely see my drawing. Maybe I need a little more light. I don't know. I can barely see my drawing at this point, so I think we're just gonna have to improvise a bit and see what it should look like. You know, I think they're further back, some of those. So let's go with something that might be sitting a little bit further back right here, and just start tracing it out. That's how I usually start, is just tracing it with a little bit of gray paint or darker color paint, whatever I have near me, really. And that's how these things begin. I think this will be a good little segment to talk about how these things begin. And I have some real thin gray paint on here where I'm just kind of etching in the geometry and perspective of a building, which I believe here was some type of other dome shape, another dome-ish building. With this city, there's quite a few domes, being that there's influences here very similar to maybe ancient Rome or whatnot. Greece, Rome, the world of high architecture. I believe I started a line here to indicate where this building should be. And that's how you begin these things too, is by creating in the story too. As I'm outlining this thing, as you can see I'm doing there, just want to talk about that. And when you're doing a painting of this kind, I think there has to be somewhat of a story here. And that helps you envision what should be in it. I would say, to fantasize of what this city is like in a fantasy sense is, well, it's not a real place, and I'm not using a model of some kind based on a real place, okay? If we were doing that, then we'd have a picture of some kind of reference and some interpretation there maybe, but really to stay true to what the place was once or is. And illustrate as such. But here, no. Here, no. I think there's a little bit of a secondary structure attached to this one here that I'm trying to carefully do the dome-ish aspect to it. And and if you do too much, that's okay. You have cloths or Q-tips or whatever you use, you can take a little bit and dab it off. I think I need to go a little bit smaller there, and that's okay. I was a little bit too thin on the paint. It just started to run. We're getting close to end here. These little morning sessions, like I said, are just little morning sessions. I don't want to take too much time. And if you're able to see what I was working on here, it's just this dome building behind this grander structure in the front or the foreground. And there is something in front of it. So I'm not too concerned when I know that something is going to be more or less obscured by something else, okay? Foreground will obscure something in the back. Don't overstress it. Or if you do, you're just going to cover it up anyway. Something to keep in mind for end is the part that's not as exposed to the sun, for those who don't paint as much or learning, try to keep in mind where your light's coming from or shadowing to the opposite polar directional perspective of where the sun's coming from. You don't want to lighten that part so much. And you will go over these little buildings, even the small ones, if you're interested in high detail. 3, 4, 5 renditions until it's done. And you probably can barely even see what I did. So why don't we just cap it off with a little taking it off the mount. And all I did is work on this little building back here. There's a spire or something right here. Something's shooting off this building. Gonna cover up some of that building there, and that's fine. There's another background building there that just has less detail. You can kind of see it. It's in the back. And so this is what I've been working on. Again, April of this year should be done. I'm going to go ahead and close this off because I don't like the morning sessions running any longer than what they have already. But please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. As I always say, be the artist you were born to be the person you were born to be. And to remind you that 50% of all the money we make will go to charities, the arts, endangered species, the climate, the environment. Very good causes. We're getting very close to monetization. We're going to get there soon. Let's get enough public viewing hours and we can start monetizing. But we're making progress, and I thank you all for watching. I'll definitely see you next time.